Right, so maybe let's introduce, let's go to our out. Let's introduce our, let's say seaweed, right? So let's go in here. Let's say we want to introduce our seaweed. Probably need to reload this so it will actually read them. Okay, so I'm not really seeing much, so let's see what's going on there. Let's enable our seaweed. So go to strands. Oh, so it's not turned on to render objects as strands, so that's why it's not doing anything. And it's also, it doesn't have the material applied that we made for it. So let's apply the material. Let's reload. Okay, that looks fine. Let's make them a little bit less thick. So we can do the scale multiplier, put it to 0.4 or something. And this doesn't update like this. You actually need to reload the entire scene to be able to have this update. All right. So looks pretty okay, I reckon. But like they look a little bit weird, so we probably want to start introducing some depth of field. It's just to try to see what that looks like with our seaweed. So maybe just increase the thickness a little bit. And then now let's start introducing our depth of field. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to start make a focal point that we can tell our camera to focus on. So I rendered the depth of field in the final render because you can also do depth of field inside compositing with something called the Z depth pass. I will talk a little bit more about that later. But the seaweed didn't look good blurred because there's always like some artifacts when you use Z depth, and I could have rendered stuff separately, but it just didn't look as good. So I just ended up rendering it. So just let's go to our camera. We're here. Let's make another null. Let's call it focus. Okay. All right. So now it's on our render cam. Go to redshift camera, or if you're using Mantra or whatever, you could do it on here. And you could say on sampling, you could say the focus distance, but I'm going to do it on our redshift camera. You can go to TOF, so depth of field. Enable depth of field and disable Houdini camera focus stop. So we're going to type a little expression here. V length, so vector length, V to origin. V to origin. So from this thing to let's say, need to put render cam, right? Something like that. Let's see if it works. It doesn't. Let's see, I also had it copied and paste for just in case. Okay, I think I just need an extra. Oh, I just forgot a bracket. Okay. Okay, so now you can see that it will determine, so this will say that how far should it focus, so the focus distance, and now it will look at this focus null. So then the focus distance will be wherever I put this null. So let's say I want to put it, I guess somewhere over here, because this is where we're going to animate the focus, but let's for now just put it here. Or we could already animate it if we want to. So we could say at the end it should be here. And in the beginning, maybe we want it to be more over here, where the seaweeds are. So then it's more focused on the seaweed. So that's going to be maybe nicer. So then it would sort of animate to the focus to where the squid is. All right. So let's just go in there. Let's look through our camera. Let's try this out by rendering. So let's open up the render view and let's press render. Now it's probably going to be way too blurry. Okay, so the COC radius probably is way too big. So let's make it, let's see what I had it in my original thing. 0.03. Okay. Let's turn off depth of field for now. I'm confused why I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so probably the power also needs to be lower. Okay, let's just slowly pump up the power. Pump up the jump. Okay. So I get the feeling something is not correct here. So let me just investigate. Oh yeah, so I'm obviously been super stupid. I put the focus to the render cam, which obviously go to the focus. Because else it would focus on itself, which is obviously not what we want. All right, let's put the power to. All right, so yeah, that's looking better. Yeah, so maybe could even increase it a little bit. I feel like we probably need to work on the colors and the materials a little bit more later, but I mean for the tutorial part now this is fine. So yeah, so that's the we have some depth of field. I feel like maybe the lights could still use a little bit of work. Maybe I'm gonna increase this one to 1100. Maybe just a regular top light to 12, just to brighten up the whole thing. Nah, maybe to 9. All right. Okay, let's continue adding some more stuff. Let's first turn off our depth of field for now, because it's just gonna make it render slower, and then we cannot really see what we're doing. No, not camera 1. Where is our camera? This guy. Great.